Okay, so today we're talking about something that we get asked a lot, and it's how to get your music played on the radio. If you really want your music to reach the masses, then radio airplay can make a massive difference. Plus, airplay translates to even more income from your music off the back of performance royalties. Go check out our video all about music publishing to learn a little bit more about that. But radio promotion isn't easy. Getting your songs picked up by a radio producer or DJ is so competitive. There are thousands of other artists in the same position as you fighting for that spot. And a lot of that's down to what a single radio play can do for your exposure. So to actually stand a chance, you'll need to take the right steps to make you and your music stand out. And that way you'll get the attention of the station or the DJs. But before we jump into all of that, you'll need to release your music online through a music distributor before you can start submitting your tracks for any airplay opportunities. Fortunately for you at Ditto Music, we have a 30-day free trial where you can release unlimited music to Spotify, Apple Music, TikTok, and loads of other platforms. And with that, you'll get to keep 100% of the royalties that you earn. Hit the link down below, the like button in the description, and sign up and try it for yourself. Okay, so the last thing before we officially get into it, make sure you subscribe to the Ditto Music YouTube channel. I'm gonna need you to hit that notification bell so you do not miss a single video. Remember to leave comments down below, leave any comments, any questions, and we'll do our best to get back to as many as we can. So let's get involved. All right, so let's go. 6 steps to getting your music played on the radio. Number 1. Know who to approach. Knowing where to submit and who to contact is key for radio plugging. If you're just getting started, there's plenty of stations that will accept your submission through their website. The BBC introducing Uploader is a no-brainer if you are based in the UK. And anyone can upload their track for a chance to get played on BBC Radio. Amazing Radio is another one if you're based in the UK or even in the USA. In fact, we've got an article on the Ditto Music blog with a list of radio stations that openly accept submissions. So check out the link in the description. But outside of that, much like the rest of the industry, it's about who you know. So building a database of the right contacts earlier on is such an important step, especially if you're then trying to reach out to bigger and more established radio stations. Track down the details of whoever it is that's in charge of whose song gets played on the station. This will usually be the producer, the DJ, or some kind of music director at the station. The radio station's socials or website contact page is a great place to start, and it will help you get a better idea of who exactly is in charge. Then make a note of their name, their email address, and then go from there. Now this bit's a little bit easier when it comes to smaller stations. They'll have way less staff, so it'll be a lot easier to track down the right person. And for these smaller stations, it's usually a more generic contact email. Something like the contact name at the radio station name.com or .co.uk.org or something like that. If you can't find the right contact details that you need from their socials or their website, then literally do a quick online search and try find out the station's phone number, give them a ring and politely ask for the contact details of the person that you need. And I mean, there's no guarantee that they'll give it out, but it's always worth a shot. So the next step is know how to submit your music. So you found the contact details that you need. Next, you'll need to find out exactly how to submit that track. Unless you're uploading music to BBC Introducing, Amazing Radio, or any other station with a clear submission process, then the most common way of doing this for radio is through good, old-fashioned self-promotion. Submitting your EPK or writing and sending a music press release are both good ways to go. And we've made videos on exactly how to do both, so you can check those links out down below in the description. And another thing you can do, which is to send out a one sheet, which is basically as it sounds. A single sheet with names, release dates, links to 1 up to 3 of your best tracks, and also include your contact details and any other relevant information. Press publications, online articles, and blog features work also. The bottom line is whatever promo materials you send, they need to make an impact. Grab their attention and show them why your track is worth the radio slot. Another thing is be careful with how you send out MP3 files. It's best to send links to your music on the streaming platforms that you're releasing on. And it's not unheard of to even send out physical copies now in this day and age. But generally, DJs and stations would prefer to receive the majority of their submissions digitally. So the next one is to target the right stations. Like I said, radio airplay is highly competitive. So don't expect your track to get played on huge national stations straight away. But that's okay, because the trick here is to start small and work your way up. And the good thing about starting small is that you got loads of more stations to work with. Plus, they won't be inundated with submissions either. Which basically means that you'll stand a way better chance of getting your music played. There's plenty of independent student radio stations out there regularly accepting submissions from new and upcoming acts. But just remember that some are global and some are regional. So make sure that you've checked whether a station will even take submissions from your local area before you ever approach them. And reaching out to genre-specific stations is also a really solid way to land some airplay for your music. These stations are more likely to sit up and take notice if you are submitting music in the style or sound that their listeners usually tune in to hear anyway. Build your brand online. Building a strong presence on social media and creating online visibility for your music is a massive part of getting airplay for your music, and indirectly helps you to develop a successful music career in general. Radio station A&Rs do a lot of song scouting through social media nowadays. So even if you submit directly, they're still definitely going to look you up on the bigger platforms like Instagram and TikTok to see if you're even worth their time. Now that might sound a little bit unfair, but radio is so competitive that there needs to be some sort of deciding factor of who gets played and who doesn't. But put it like this, if a DJ hears 2 tracks and he likes them both but can only choose one for the spot that's left, then that DJ is way more likely to give it to the artist who has really put in the grind and shown growth online by creating a following and a fan base, over the one who's really kind of taken a back seat. And don't get me wrong, it's not all about social media. Having things like a website or even a mailing list will definitely work in your favor too. Social media nowadays is such a huge part of any artist's music marketing strategy, which makes it a really important way to show radio hosts and DJs that you're serious about getting your music heard both on and off radio. Create hype around your music. Creating some hype around your release before submitting to a radio station is so essential. You'll most likely be doing this anyway with your music promotion strategy. But building a fan base of loyal listeners is the only way you're gonna really make a buzz that the radio will take notice of. Writing a press release or linking your music to a blog about your music can only take you so far. Radio presenters want to see real, genuine excitement about your music from listeners and ultimately your fans. There's no real formula to success when it comes to creating a buzz around your music, but it's what you do to make a name for yourself that actually matters. Things like playing live as much as you can, connecting with your fans online, networking, collaborating with other artists, releasing music consistently will always be a huge help. Next up, hire a radio plugger. And to be fair, this one's actually quite optional. But if you feel you need it, you deserve it, and you're still struggling to get that radio play that you know you've worked hard for, then you could look into hiring a radio plugger. A radio plugger basically acts as the middle person between the artist and the radio stations or the presenters. Like any other kind of music PR, they're specialists in what they do purely because of the connections that they have with some of the biggest names within the radio world. And it might not be for everyone, but getting an industry professional on board who's already made those relationships with radio tastemakers gives a lot more influence and sway when it comes to radio stations, DJs, and decision makers. And if you're going to hire a radio plugger, then make sure that you've done your own research on them. Find out who they have contacts with and find out whether their charging is either negotiable or if it works with your budget. And it's that simple. That's it, people. 6 steps to getting your music played on radio. And a couple things before you go. Just remember to be realistic. Only target stations that are right for your music and right for you at this stage in your career. And as always, stay persistent. It may take a while before you land that spot on radio, but one really good, great airplay opportunity could be all it takes to get you where you need to be. So keep pushing. So from me, Vital, and the rest of the Ditto Music team, I want to say love and respect. And I want to say like and make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you do not miss a single video. Get down in the comments, let us know any comments or questions, and we'll try to get back to as many as we can. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Love.